There you go. How's it going, everybody? We're back with another trade recap. Losing 1,300 on my first ever past funded about on 4 trades. Learned a lot. You know what I mean? I messed up a lot. Broke my rules, etc. I took 2 trades Asia, 2 trades New York, and let's get through Asia sessions, bias, and execution. So based on Asia, we obviously had this NWAC that I knew we wanted to get filled on Asia. And on the 15 to the 4 hour, obviously we were in a bullish uptrend after tapping into the weekly, into the daily gap, coming up higher, rejecting off that daily gap, and just starting an uptrend from there. So I was overall bullish. And based off that NWAG, I also saw this 15-minute gap. Let me replay. Let me start now. Here around 8 p.m. As you guys can see, we had this 15-minute gap. We had this 15-minute gaps on gold, and on the 1 minute, we just kept rejecting off of this 15-minute. As you can see, the next 15-minute candle, boom, ended up coming back lower and ended up coming back lower, respecting it. So I was okay. I'm looking for longs now, and we just kept chopping in this range. And the first initial trade that I did end up taking was around here off of this 1 minute inversion, but I entered not knowing it was the beginning of a chop fest. You know what I mean? And we just kept chopping in his range here for like a little 2.5 RR. And I thought I was gonna displace really fast as we just kept on the 15-minute, we just kept respecting this gap. As you can see here, came up higher. I thought the next candle was just gonna shoot up higher, but that's not what we did. We just kept chopping in this area and ended up getting stopped out here for around 250. The first trade was around a 250L. Let's go to the execution actually. On gold. So these trades were on gold. As the first trade got stomped out for around 250. The second trade was a re-entry off of this 1 minute gap inversion here. But again, we were just chopping. I didn't learn my lesson. And for that re-entry, ended up getting stopped out for around the same amount. So above these 2 trades, they were both around 250. So in total in Asia session, I lost around over 500. And as you can see, I was done for the day or for the night. Took my 2 trades, took my 2 L's. And as you can see, we got a resweep here, a perfect resweep, and a perfect inversion here. And it ended up getting played out after this resweep. Unfortunate. It is what it is. I'm just going to learn. I journaled everything. Just wait for a clear displacement higher after a clear resweep. Created these equal lows as well. But, it is what it is. We learn from it. Just grow from it. But the real problem was this morning, which I ended up taking on MNQ. And it's a really disappointing morning. Really, really disappointing morning for me. Breaking my rules, not following my rules. This first trade was a pretty clear, good short. As overall I was bullish, obviously. As we just kept getting into this uptrend. The only reason that we would be bearish would be this daily high. This daily that we are still that we've been respecting and we're currently still in. But obviously, the day's about to end, so we might inverse that and just be bullish for the full rest of the week. But yeah, that's the little reason I was leaning bearish. But overall was clearly bullish. But I did like this short here. Entered way too early after I entered off to the 15-second. Entered off the 15-second. There's a small inversion on the 15-second here. Entered here. I thought the candle was gonna close right above this, but ended up coming back higher and respecting this 15. Another mistake. Ended up coming up higher. On this 30-second was a amazing re-entry. But to be honest, as soon as I took this L, I got stomped out. I got off the charts immediately. I just turned off my PC. And I just didn't want to see. After I took that L, after taking 2 L last night and this L Monday morning, it was pretty disappointing for me. But if I would have stayed on, I probably would have caught this re-entry for an amazing short. As we adjusted higher and are coming down, respecting off this 30-second inversion, 30-second gap, sorry, and coming up and re-sweeping this high and just clear amazing displacement here. Clear displacement off of this candle and just a beautiful short now for around a 101. If you would just target this 930 low, 9:30 a.m. open low, and this is just a great trade overall, in my opinion. That after I took that L, I was like, damn, I already took 3 L's. And it was just about timing. The pattern that I saw on these trades were just straight timing. As we can go back on the executions that I had on gold, I had two trades. Both had the same, the same bias and everything, and it still ended up getting played out. But it was just the execution and the timing that I didn't wait for or was patient for. My bias and all the things I had was correct, but again, it was a timing and execution that was wrong, and that's everything when it comes to trading. Obviously you can know all the things you know about trading, but if you're not on the right time, it does not matter. So it kind of sucks seeing all the 3 trades I took, losing them, and just seeing right after them, getting hit full TP. Pretty frustrating. And now this trade, I hopped on the charts like during Trump, when Trump was speaking. Really, really disappointing. We ended up creating these equal lows. And overall, just disappointing. To be honest, I did not even follow my rules when it came to this trade I took. And it's just so disappointing watching this trade. There's literally no reason for me to enter this trade. Maybe it could be off of this inversion here, but that's it. It's just so disappointing on my behalf. Just watching this and just getting stomped out again. So in one day, I lost over 1,300 on my first ever funded. And this is just a straight learning lesson for me personally. As I got carried away, broke my rules. This trade here was for sure an overtrade. And this trade right here was an overtrade. Broke my rules off that one. But the rest of the trades, obviously I'm bummed out about them, but it's just the time that I need to work on. 3 trades getting perfectly hit TP, but just the timing that wasn't there. And then this trade was just emotions and forcing trades at the end of the day. So, gonna journal this. Already journaled this, but I'm just gonna what I'm gonna do going forward now is just risk really small. I don't care how long it takes. There has to be some sort of punishment for breaking my rules and not following my rules completely. So going forward, I'm gonna start risking around like 2 to 3 contracts, regardless if I make money or not. I'm not gonna be money focused, but more process focused. And risk really small in order to make this back. Even if it takes a couple days or maybe it takes a weeks, we're gonna get this back. You know, we're gonna stay completely disciplined and not blow this account that took me a long time to pass. So all glory to God as always, you know. But yeah, hope everybody has a great, amazing Monday and start to the week. God bless everybody.